So I guess this is it. I guess this is just how it's going to be. No matter what we go through during a season, no matter what we see, how it plays out, we're always going to have this rehearsed fake ending. Is that it? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. I'm really kind of disappointed. I'm disappointed. I don't know why, because I knew, like, what were we actually leaning toward? What were we trying to get? Were we trying to get some resolution? Were we trying to get a closure on something? You're not going to get a closure when everybody's lying. Everybody's lying. Everybody's doing some form of lying. Most of this part of this was really about Drew and Ralph. Drew and Ralph, they be lying. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. So it just got to a point where it was kind of irritating. Some things I did. Now, Kenya, my hats off. When I tell you Kenya was slow walk and dragging Ralph. Slow walk and dragging Ralph in such a nice, nasty way that it was just the chef's kiss. She was dragging Ralph. And I was like, okay. And he's sitting there. He was so busy talking about her being an actress, but you was being quite the actress yourself, Ralphie boy. You really were. Anyway, I'm going to talk about it. But here we go. This is the part 2 of the reunion for season 15. And truly, there was an episode that said art imitating life. I don't even know if they knew how deeply they were cutting Miss Drew with that comment. Cutting her deep. But anyway, I told y'all in the first part, they were getting on my nerves with all these pullouts and these papers. And you know, I said, if I see one more person reach behind their back and pull some shit up, I'm gonna walk one up out of here. It's tired now. It's not a big hoorah anymore. It's like, yeah, whatever. You know? So that was just getting on my nerves. But you know, we led right into this episode of it with Drew still fussing with Courtney. No big deal. I've heard enough of that. I really have. I've heard enough of it. I don't even know why Drew's even having any more conversation with her at all. It just really doesn't make any sense. It was just ridiculous. It was also brought out that Candy basically said this is basically how they met on the set. It wasn't, you know, because I was under the impression that Ty had something to do with the movie, the past, that she was somewhere around, and then they just kind of ended up running into each other. No, Drew actually made mention of Ty and that she was her girl crush, and someone who was involved with the movie just made it happen. The next day, after Drew mentioned it, they brought her there for her to meet her. Now, you can say whatever you want to say, Drew. Say what you want to say. All of this looks like it don't look like it's a lesbian hookup. It was a lesbian hookup. If I'm talking about a male counterpart, talking about that's my man crush, and then somebody bring him to me, and then me and him just kick off a friendship, some old tight friendship, then I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? Talking about playing in somebody's face. I've been a homosexual for a very long time, and I know what it looks like when we hook up. Just like I've been on the planet long enough to know what it looks like when heterosexuals hook up. But I really know what it looks like when homosexuals and lesbians hook up. I really know what that looks like. I do. I do. Even when it's covert. And that's what my opinion of your meeting with Ty. It's covert lesbianism. Covert lesbianism. Covert on your part. And this is the bad thing. When I say this whole thing was like life imitating art. In that movie that Todd and Candy did of the past, there's a cliffhanger at the end. And basically, the woman who has taken all of the abuse is basically finally doing her one big one. And then basically, she ends up being made to look like the worst person in the world. And isn't that what happened to you? Isn't that what happened to you? It looks as though, through my eyes, we've watched Ralph dog you out for seasons at this point. And then the first time you get a lick back, Ralph has everything stacked against you to make you look terrible and to make you lose where it counts, where you basically had him by the balls the whole time. And then the one time that you step out of line, he has you lined up so fiercely that in the end, he seems like he's going to be the winner. That's kind of what it looks like to me. That is kind of what it looks like to me. But at any rate, covert lesbianism type of situation, little mission, it seems to have gone on. And then Chez, you messy old bitch Chez, she busts out with these old, oh, somebody came past my house. I don't know who it is. All I know is they dropped off these text messages between Ty and Drew to me. And then they never showed them, but you could kind of see in those text messages that there were photos as well. Because that first one, Kenya was like, well, there's nothing really, really incriminating or anything in here. There's really nothing all that bad. And then they kept flipping, and it looked like when they flipped past the part where it looked like there were some text messages with some pictures, and things were kind of blurred, and we couldn't actually see it. I said, "Oh, there it goes, there it goes." I said, "Honey, who's over there busting it open, honey? Who's on there busting it open?" Because that's truly what it gave me. It gave me bust down. Kenya and Candy was just kind of looking at that point like, oh, or maybe. And then Drew's like, well, I don't know. I mean, I can't see. I haven't seen the things. And I don't, I said, Look like you didn't got busted to me. This looked like you didn't got busted. Like I said, it looked like somebody who been carrying on the whole time bust down and got just what they needed for your one big time to be the worst time. I just said, wow. In a small place, I feel kind of sorry for. In another place, it's like, girl, you should have kept on playing it like you was playing it, honey, because you had the world on your side when it came to you versus Ralph. At this point, I don't think so. Candy and Kenya's face said they seen something. And like I said, when the papers were passing, I saw some type of a photo. I don't know exactly what it was, but it sure looked like somebody got busted. Looked like they got busted it open. And she swore Ralph's doing this, Ralph is doing this, Ralph is leading Courtney and training her and making her talk and all that. And I believe all that. I believe all that. But here's the other thing, Drew. You so crazy. Girl, you literally sat there and said, I've seen Ralph single-handedly uh, beat the IRS. Who says that? Who says that? Isn't he your husband? Aren't you Mr. and Mrs.? And you sat on here and admitted to watching him basically fraud the IRS. Guess what? They ain't gonna come after just Ralph. They're gonna come after you too. I promise you, this is aired. I promise you gonna be audited, and so is Ralph. Y'all gonna be audited. I promise you. Because that's how Uncle Sam and his people. Honey, Uncle Sam's goons are always at work, baby. And they work overtime and they clock in early. I promise you, you and Ralph are both going to get audited. I said, when she said it, I said, has this broad lost her mind? You thinking you telling on him, honey? Y'all are Mr. and Mrs. You would be just as guilty if you watched it, knew about it. Just as guilty, honey. Just as guilty. So what, you want them to go to federal prison? I guess you want to go too. A mess. A whole mess. I said, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Anyway, when they took the lunch, they go out to lunch, honey. Marlo and Sheree were just a consorting about Candy, and they were so happy with themselves. So everything is there. Everything is there. Everything we thought we knew, everything we kind of felt, it's all there. I don't know why y'all keep pretending y'all like each other, because y'all don't like each other. Y'all don't like each other, and y'all don't like Candy. Can't nobody tell me Sheree and Marlo like Candy. Y'all don't like Candy. It just is what it is. Ain't no friends here. It's a mess. Then we had this whole little thing where Allison runs up on Courtney because Courtney was over in the room where Ralph was getting done, and Courtney was opposed, appearing as everything that I've said before. She looked like she was his girlfriend. Are you ready? Oh yes, this, that, and the other. She was over there trying to make sure her man was okay. I ain't crazy. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at, honey. And she is acting just like the other woman who has seemingly won. And I said, wow. And Allison told her, don't you close the door. Who are you? Because you ain't his cousin. I said, come on through, Allison. Come on through, Allison. And she gonna tell Allison, you got here, you bitch. She gonna say, oh, you calling me a bitch? I thought you said you don't use the word bitch. She turned around and said, I use it now. I said, oh, Miss Courtney. See, what you need to know, Miss Courtney, sweetheart, what you have that makes you laugh will surely make you cry. You think you winning now? You think you winning now? You doing it all, girl. You are doing it up, honey. You are living it up, living it up. Oh yeah, Friday night, girl. But what happens on Saturday afternoon, honey? You are going to get tore up. You're going to get tore up, Miss Courtney. Girl, when I tell you karma is going to come through, and when she comes through, she is going to slap your face from the back, honey. She gonna slap your face from the back. You think all this stuff that you're doing is cute and funny, but it's not, girl. All of this, what makes you laugh, is going to all make you cry in the end. You just keep on doing what you're doing, honey. Just keep right on. And listen, Drew may not be able to get you right now. Allison may not be able to get you right now, but that old karma, she's going to get you. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you. She's going to get you. And another thing, remember, how you get them is how you lose them, honey. It's how you lose them. Anyway, moving on, honey. Sonya and Kenya had a whole little thing. Now, Sonya was giving me too much with this. Now, we talking about the whole thing. She had a miscarriage. This one did that for me. She bought me flowers. She sent me candy. She did this. She did that. And then get the Kenya. I was disappointed with you because you didn't reach out. And Kenya's like, I promise you, I did reach out to you. Now I don't even know about all that. Okay, I don't know about all that. As I ain't buying it from Kenya's mouth either, because we all got cell phones. We ain't talking about no home phones and no voicemail machines, honey. So we can always see where people call and all of that. And I wasn't buying it. Kenya, I don't know what she did, how she did it, whatever. I wasn't sold on the whole I called you and you just didn't answer me kind of thing. And then Sonya kept going on and on about this. You know, if you were my friend, you do, because Kenya apologized. She apologized. She said, I promise you I did call you. You know, I know we were supposed to be pregnant together and all of this. I know how much this means to you. You know, just a whole on apology, fake on Kenya's part, because literally 15, 20 minutes later, they was right back arguing like that apology never took place on both of their ends. The apology was fake and the acceptance was fake, because y'all went right back to, well, if you were my friend, you wouldn't have did this. I said, wait, she just apologized. I thought y'all just moved past that. And then y'all right back to it. Listen, y'all not friends. Y'all not friends. And Sonya, you not friends with Candy. Candy need to go on and leave you alone too. Just like she told her, she said, girl, this shouldn't be happening. I should not be arguing with you about her, about Marlo. And it's true. So this whole season, I've been arguing with you basically about, oh, well, we're not arguing. You're right. You're not arguing. You've chosen a side and you going at her. Y'all ain't arguing. You going at her and she's sitting there defending herself. And the situation was between Candy and Marlo. It's not about you. And you know you sitting your ass up there pregnant and ain't nobody trying to argue with you, Sonya. So just shut up. Just shut up and stop. Y'all not friends. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Ain't nobody asked you to mediate. See, isn't this how you felt, Candy? I said, what? Girl, I'd have cussed her pregnant ass right on out. What do you mean, isn't that how I felt? So now all of a sudden you a psychologist, Miss Sonya? Girl, if you don't shut up and get out my face. Shut up and get out my face. And the only thing you did, you told the truth when Andy asked you, where did you regret the way that you came at your sister about moving out? And you said no. And then you sat there cheering because they moved out your house. So I guess it sounds like your sister has all rights to feel however she felt. Child, let it be a lesson to y'all. Grown people living in a house together, child. It takes special grown people to be able to pull it off. It really does. It really does. At some point, everybody need their own space, child. Everybody ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody need their own space. They do. They really do. Especially when they have children and husbands and all that. Everybody need their own space. So they go and they get Ralph and they bring Ralph out. Drew is acting like a big kid. She's being real over the top. She gonna tell Andy to give him a peach. I said, "Girl, here you go, honey. Emasculating rather this man." I said, "It's a mess." But Ralph came out. When I tell you, Ralph came out playing. I said, "Ralph, you are one raggedy goddamn piece of work." He out there acting like he is the victim, and he was sucking up. And then he told her at one point, "You're just acting right now, Drew." No, Ralph. You were acting. I don't know. She could have been acting because, again, I don't trust neither one of y'all. But you were definitely acting, and you were definitely playing to her being unhinged. You were playing to her being unhinged, and I believe you were at the house trying to talk like, "Oh, we're gonna be cool. We're gonna be all right." This, that, thing, and then you got here and you giving very much of like you can't stand her. And she said, "You're playing in my face," and I believe her. I do believe her on that. But the two of you, she's playing like she ain't did nothing. You done did something, girl. You got a whole relationship with Ty. I believe you do. But the thing is, are you justified in having it? Actually, you are. Then this whole thing of him saying, because he does say things to make her mad and say things to make her feel a kind of way. And he didn't even deny that he said, he had gotten blowjobs all over the world. He said that. He said that. And Andy kept asking. I guess Andy was ready to offer him another one, child. But well, I mean, why would you believe that? Because you said it out of your mouth. You said it out of your mouth, and you wasn't home, dude. You wasn't home. And a lot of times you wasn't home and you was supposed to be home and stuff. You was doing a lot. You was doing a lot. And I don't believe you get blowjobs all over the world, but I think you got your fair share. I think you got your fair share. And Drew wasn't doing them. Just a mess. And then when she said, you dropped all the counseling and all that, and then you gonna get with Mimi Faust, you know, the one that Jocelyn calls the maid. And then we found out that it's the assistant that supposedly was running around telling people, see again, here y'all go. Just messy people out here. The assistant running around telling, what kind of assistant is that? And he need to be sued. If that's what he did, he needs to be sued. A mess. And they go on, they fight back and forth till Drew goes and she walks off stage. And when she walked off stage, that's in the period where Kenya started talking to him and Kenya dragged Ralph. She slow walked the crap out of Ralph. And I loved every moment of it. And she was giving him the comparisons between their relationship and her relationship with Mark. And he tried to downplay what it was. Well, we've been together longer. She like, yeah, but I don't care about that. That's not what I'm talking about. Saying, did you ever feel like you wanted to get up and go after her? You know, no, he didn't, because he don't like her. I done told y'all that before. Then they get out there and we gonna have this whole thing. Now, this I didn't like. So here, in this point, the vote is swaying back toward Drew and how raggedy Ralph is. Because you know, even Andy was like, "Were you planning on going after her or anything?" No, I don't like her. So the vote was weighing back toward Drew, and then he gets up. You know, now you're gonna try to do what Kenya told you to do, instead of just standing in your mean girl act. And he gonna try to come over to. She told him, please don't do that. Don't come over here acting like you care." And then this is the part that I really hated the most. Then we got her going to sing this breakup song she done wrote, this "Throw Us Away" song. She going to sing it to him. So he sat there and paid her dust. You look so stupid. Sit up there singing that song to him, and he paid you dust. He paid you dust and sat there and gave you very much the energy of, I don't know why you're saying these things about me when you've cheated on me. I said, oh my goodness, a hot mess. But it further went into the fact that they're both ridiculous. They're both ridiculous. And I have absolutely no patience for either one of them. Either one of them. So listen, if they're going to shake the bag over at Real Housewives of Atlanta, shake Ralph and Drew one out. I don't need to see Ralph and Drew no more. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of their whole shebang. I'm sick of it. Sheree, you fake, child. You fake. When Andy want to give you the closing words, I'm not giving up on us. I'm going to keep on trying to push us together because I really do love you, ladies. And instead of, you're a liar. You're a liar. You don't love Candy at all. At all. And the fact that you sit up there talking about you love them and you gonna try to bring all the ladies together, that is just fake and that's just bullshit. And like I said, I guess no matter what happens in the season, we're gonna always end with this rah rah sis kumbah. We all love each other stuff. Child, I ain't with it. I ain't with it. And it does. After 15 seasons, so I'm tired of the fake makeups. And then y'all be filming in a month and everybody hate each other again. I'm just sick of it. Loving awareness is what they was pumping. Loving awareness, right? Right. I'm aware that y'all don't love each other. Child, it is what it is. I can't even take it serious. I can't. I can't take it serious. It just is what it is. That's it. That's a wrap. That is a wrap on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Child, until y'all come up with more bullshit later.